Hello and welcome. This is Notibot Yenji. Tonight, we bring you a critical update on the escalating conflict in the Middle East and the war in Ukraine. U.S. Senator Marco Rubio has made a bold claim about the expected duration of the U.S.-led war in Iran. Meanwhile, Ukraine has signed a crucial deal with Saudi Arabia, while tensions between Ukraine and Russia remain high. We'll also explore the latest developments on the ground and how they're affecting innocent civilians. Let's dive into the latest news. We're now turning to the ongoing situation in the Middle East, where Senator Rubio has made a significant prediction about the U.S. involvement in Iran. U.S. Secretary of State Marco Rubio has announced that the U.S. expects to finish its operations in Iran in the next couple of weeks. The statement came during a meeting of foreign ministers from the G7 in France. Rubio stated that the objectives were being achieved and were ahead of schedule. He also mentioned that the U.S. is sending troops to the area to give President Donald Trump options. Trump had previously stated that the operations in Iran would last 4 to 7 weeks, and Rubio's statement aligns with this timeline. However, Rubio clarified that the time frame was a question of weeks, not months. Trump had passed on an outline of a 15-point plan to end the war to the Iranians via Pakistan, but it is unclear who would represent Iran in peace talks. Rubio expressed uncertainty about who would represent Iran, saying, "We haven't gotten it yet. Look, we've got messages. We've had an exchange of messages and indications from the Iranian system, whatever's left of it, about a willingness to talk about certain things." Steve Witkoff, Trump's special envoy, was more optimistic, stating that he was hopeful there would be meetings this week. Witkoff also mentioned that the 15-point deal on the table could solve the conflict. Trump had paused a threatened attack on Iran's power plants to give talks a chance, saying Iran is being decimated. The situation remains tense, with several top Iranian leaders having been killed since the U.S. and Israel began the war on February 28. Following a surprise move in the ongoing global conflict, Ukraine has announced a significant partnership with a key player in the Middle East, Saudi Arabia. Ukraine has signed a deal with Saudi Arabia to share its drone defense expertise and technology, with the aim of strengthening the protection of lives in both countries. The agreement was announced by Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky, who stated that Saudi Arabia was facing similar threats from Iran, which Ukraine had been resisting for over 4 years. Zelensky expressed his willingness to share Ukraine's expertise in drone defense, including systems and technology, in exchange for Saudi Arabia's support in defending Ukraine against the ongoing Russian invasion. The deal marks a significant development in the region, as Saudi Arabia and Ukraine have traditionally maintained close ties. The agreement has been hailed as a major step towards enhancing regional security, with many experts hailing it as a win-win for both countries. The partnership is expected to have far-reaching implications, with Saudi Arabia's decision to join forces with Ukraine signaling a shift in the kingdom's approach to regional security. According to Zelensky, the deal lays the groundwork for future contracts, technological cooperation, and investment between the two nations. He also discussed reports of Russia's alleged assistance to Iran's regime, as well as developments in the fuel market and energy cooperation. The Ukrainian president emphasized the importance of experience in using drone technology, as well as integrating it with air defense systems. In a significant diplomatic move, Ukraine has secured a major partnership with Saudi Arabia, tapping into the kingdom's expertise in advanced drone technology. Ukraine has signed a deal with Saudi Arabia to share its drone defense expertise and technology in a bid to strengthen air defense systems against ballistic missile and drone attacks. This partnership comes after more than 4 years of resistance against Russian-backed attacks in Ukraine. President Volodymyr Zelensky said the deal would lay the foundation for future contracts, technological cooperation, and investment between the two countries. Zelensky also discussed reports with Saudi Crown Prince Mohammed bin Salman that Russia was assisting Iran's regime, as well as developments in the fuel market and energy cooperation. The Ukrainian president emphasized the importance of sharing expertise and technology to strengthen air defense systems, rather than just producing new weapons. The deal is significant because it highlights Ukraine's experience in drone defense and its willingness to cooperate with other countries to strengthen its air defense systems. Saudi Arabia faces similar threats from Iran, making this partnership a mutually beneficial one. The Ukrainian government has been approached by Gulf states for help with drone defense, and this deal may pave the way for future cooperation. Ukraine is facing significant challenges in its air defense systems, with the country lacking sufficient air defense missiles to counter Russian-backed attacks. The partnership with Saudi Arabia may provide Ukraine with the assistance it needs to strengthen its air defense capabilities. The deal also underscores the growing importance of drone defense technology in regional security dynamics. We now turn to a developing controversy surrounding U.S. President Donald Trump and Ukraine, as a recent claim by Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky sparks debate. The situation in Ukraine continues to escalate, with tensions between Russia and Ukraine reaching a boiling point. Russian President Vladimir Putin has vowed to continue fighting until Russia captures the remaining areas of Ukraine's Donbas region, which is currently under Ukrainian control. The Financial Times has reported that Putin has asked oligarchs to donate to the country's budget in order to stabilize its finances, a move that has been met with skepticism by many. Meanwhile, U.S. Secretary of State Marco Rubio has denied Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky's claim that the Trump administration is demanding that Ukraine hand over its eastern Donbas region to Russia in exchange for security guarantees. Rubio told reporters that this claim is a lie, and that Zelensky knows that's not true and that's not what he was told. This denial comes as a relief to many who had been worried that the Trump administration was making concessions to Russia in exchange for a ceasefire. The situation is further complicated by U.S. President Trump's suggestion that the U.S. could divert weapons from Ukraine to the Middle East. Despite Zelensky's urging, Europe is not expected to allow Russia to take advantage of the escalating Iranian crisis. The U.S. president stated that we have tremendous amounts of ammunition, and that we have them in other countries. Sometimes we take from one and we use for another. However, this move has been met with skepticism by many, who are concerned that the U.S. is abandoning Ukraine in its time of need. As tensions escalate in the Middle East, a dramatic turn of events has unfolded, drawing in Iran and sparking a new wave of violence. The conflict in Yemen has taken a deadly turn as the Houthi rebels have entered the war, sparking a significant escalation. The attack on Israel, which occurred on Wednesday, was carried out by Houthi forces using missiles and drones, targeting Israeli military installations. According to officials, the strike was repelled by the Israeli military, but not before it caused significant damage and casualties. The attack was widely condemned by regional leaders, with Iran being one of the countries that issued a statement denouncing the attack. The involvement of Houthi rebels in the conflict has significant implications for the region. The Houthis, who are backed by Iran, have been fighting the Saudi-led coalition in Yemen since 2015. Their entry into the conflict with Israel marks a new front in the war. Analysts say that the attack was likely orchestrated by Iran, which has been accused of providing military support to the Houthis. The attack has raised concerns about the potential for a wider conflict in the region. The attack on Israel has also highlighted the vulnerability of the Jewish state to attacks from the north. The Israeli military has been on high alert since the attack, with officials warning of a potential escalation of the conflict. As the situation continues to unfold, one thing is clear: the conflict in Yemen has entered a new and complex phase, with significant implications for regional stability. The international community is watching the situation closely, with many leaders calling for calm and restraint. As the conflict in the Middle East rages on, a shocking new figure has emerged from Iran, claiming a devastating toll on civilians. Iran has reported that over 230 children have been killed in the ongoing U.S.-Israeli offensive on the country, which began on February 28. According to the Iranian Health Ministry, approximately 1,800 children have been wounded in the conflict. The attacks have occurred in various regions, including the province of Hormuzgan, where a U.S.-Israeli strike on a girls' primary school resulted in the deaths of dozens of children. The conflict has also had a significant impact on global markets and aviation, as well as causing casualties and infrastructure damage in several countries, including Jordan, Iraq, and Gulf countries hosting U.S. military bases. Iran has responded to the attacks with drone and missile strikes targeting Israel, as well as other countries in the region. The situation has raised concerns among international leaders, including Turkish intelligence chief Hakan Fidan, who has warned that the conflict risks a global crisis. The ongoing violence has also sparked outrage among many around the world, with many calling for an end to the conflict. The death toll in the conflict has risen significantly since it began, with over 1,340 people killed, including then Supreme Leader Ali Khamenei. The situation remains fluid, and it is unclear when the conflict will come to an end. The international community is watching the situation closely, and there are growing concerns about the potential consequences of the conflict. That's all for tonight's news recap. Thank you for joining us. We'll continue to bring you updates on the ongoing conflicts in Ukraine and Iran. Don't miss our in-depth analysis and expert insights. Subscribe to our channel for the latest news and stay informed. We'll be back with more news tomorrow. Until then, good night, and we'll see you in the next video.